Have you ever asked Siri for the weather? Maybe you let Netflix pick your next binge watch? For sure, you've used Google Maps to get around a traffic jam, right? If you've ever done any of these things, then you've used artificial intelligence. AI is not science fiction anymore. It is actually your digital co pilot, quietly helping you navigate things in your life, and it's been doing it for at least a year already. It drafts your emails, it makes suggestions for presentations, it can even transcribe all your meetings. It's an incredible tool that's unlocking human potential and ideas in ways we've only dreamed of. Let's keep it a buck, though. Every time you hand your controls over to a co pilot, placing a lot of trust in them, what if that co pilot doesn't have your best interests at heart? What if it's programmed with some hidden biases, vulnerable to scams, or is capable of giving you completely wrong advice? The next couple minutes, I'm going to give you the user's manual for your new digital AI powered world. We're going to look at how you can harness the incredible power of AI without getting jacked up by its hidden risks. First, let's talk about the AI that's already in your life. It's not one simple thing. I call it the AI toolkit. I even often sometimes say use it as an AI collaborative partner. You've got writing assistants like ChatGPT that can summarize a 50-page report in seconds. And I use that summarize example on purpose. We're going to get into that in a minute. You got creative tools like Canva's Magic Studio that lets you design phenomenal graphics with zero or little to no experience. And then you've got productivity powerhouses like ActoScribe AI that can take your meetings and transcribe them so that you are no longer taking notes in meetings. You can get action items, to-do lists, everything all out of the audio from one meeting. See, these tools are amazing. They're marketed to be super simple and easy to use, and they're designed to give you quick results. But there is a huge gap, and that's one of the risks between how easy the tools are to access and how much knowledge you need to use them safely. And in that difference, that gap, that's where the real danger lies. Let's pull back the curtain and look at the dark side of AI. See, all starts with data, your data. AI models are trained on huge amounts of data that's collected from all over on the internet. No, it doesn't go out constantly learning. It's trained in a training period. Think about that for a second. Your social media posts, your comments on Facebook, even your resume on a job site can become fuel for the AI engine, usually without your explicit consent. And it can get really personal. In one super shocking case that I know about, an artist discovered that her private medical photos, authorized only for her doctor's use, had been collected and scraped and included in a massive data set that was used to train popular AI image generators. Her most private parts became a part of a commercial product. See, this hunger for data fuel is what causes a new wave of supercharged scams. Remember those Nigerian chain letters, which then migrated into phishing emails? You know, the Nigerian prince wants to give you $1 million, et cetera, et cetera. But you could always pick them up because they had terrible grammar. AI fixed that. Scammers can now create perfectly written, highly personalized emails that reference your job, people you've worked with, even recent projects you worked on yesterday. And then there are deepfakes. This is where it gets really scary. Scammers can now clone a person's voice with as little as 3 seconds of audio from maybe a YouTube video. Think about that. 3 seconds is all I need to create a fake distressed call from you to a loved one saying, hey, I'm in Curacao, I'm stuck in prison, and I need you to Western Union me money right away. This is not just theory. In the hacking world, we've seen this. There's an example of a bank clerk that was tricked into transferring a large amount of money. How? He got a video call, like a Zoom call, and he thought it was with his company's bosses and some other senior leaders, but every single person on the call, except for the guy that got the call, was all what's called a deep fake, which is a fake video. Digital puppets created from public videos. The number of deep fake files online is projected to explode from 500,000 in 2023 to over 8 million by the end of this year, 2025. That's a 16 times increase. And what happens when AI isn't just trying to scam you, but, and in my opinion, this is actually more dangerous, it's just wrong. See, AI models are programmed to give you answers quickly, like a human would. And therefore, they can do what's called hallucinate. They can make up things and state them like they are Bible fact. There was a supermarket recently that launched an AI recipe generator to help people use leftovers. Users started putting in non-food items, Clorox, bleach, etc. And you know what it did? It cheerfully generated a recipe for what it called an aromatic water mix. The ingredients were water, bleach, and ammonia. If you know anything about your chemistry classes, I'm a nerd, so I know. That is a recipe for a gas called chloramine. That the gas alone is poisonous and will kill you. So it's very easy to see how AI, in the wrong hands, or more importantly, left unchecked, can be super dangerous. Okay, I know I've given you a lot. I'm gonna give you a nice little overview when it's done as well, in like a documented one with some graphics. Easy to feel overwhelmed. The goal here is absolutely not to scare you away from AI. It is to prepare you. So let me talk about what I call your AI safety toolkit. These are simple, practical habits that you can use to build and protect yourself while using AI. The first, you need to develop what I call digital skepticism. The new rule for anything on the internet should be distrust until you have verified. When you see an image, look closely at things like the hands and the background. AI still messes those up. This isn't foolproof because that's going to change soon too. For the time being, if the hands are weird, maybe an extra finger or the background, that's a tick to you. Does the skin look too perfect? Are the shadows all pointing in the right directions? For speaking text, does it feel robotic or emotionless? Does it make huge claims with no proof, no sources? You need to be skeptical. Second, you absolutely need to take care to protect what I call your digital self. The most important rule of AI safety is to treat all AI engines, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, all of them. Treat it like it's a public forum. Do not ever put in sensitive personal information, no ID numbers, social security numbers, bank account numbers, not even bank details. Nothing confidential that you wouldn't share with, that you wouldn't yell out of your door into the street. Go into the settings of your AI tools. They all have them. And use option to disable two things: chat history, and probably even more important, opt out of your data being used for training. You can find the setting. It's usually just a slide button. You slide it and then you're good to go. Some AI engines like ChatGPT have them off by default. Some others like Claude and Gemini have them on to where they're not going to use your data. Either way, you want to check and make sure. Third one, remember you are always treating AI like the co-pilot. You are the pilot. So you're doing what's called human in the loop. Keep in mind, it's an assistant. It's not some genius that knows everything. Never blindly trust an AI's output for anything that's critical, medical, legal, or financial. You got to check it for accuracy, for ethics, and what we call common sense. You got to check it. Fourth, this is probably the most important. Understand, AI is not a search engine. That is a critical mistake a lot of people make. They go to AI and they ask stuff about facts. The difference between Google search engine and AI is this: a search engine finds and ranks existing information. An AI chatbot generates new text. Think of it more like the difference between a librarian that goes into the records and pulls out facts, or a storyteller who just makes up things. Both of them can sound like the truth. One, you take it with a grain of salt because you know it's a story. The other one, you say, oh, this is pulling from a library of facts. Google is the library of facts. AI is a storyteller. AI, when it doesn't know an answer, it will not say so because it wants to quickly give you a response because that makes you feel comfortable in the product. It will hallucinate and conveniently answer something that is wrong, but confident. Make an answer that sounds plausible, but it's probably completely false. I'll give you a simple example. A user recently told me that they used ChatGPT and asked it for a list of current government officials. ChatGPT replied back with 21 names. Problem, of the 21 names, 3 of them were right. All the others were dead wrong. The list included a candidate that ran many years ago and lost. It included a bunch of completely fabricated persons with made-up names blended from common names there. So a name like Greg Dupersoy or Renee Wattie, because they sound familiar. Oh, it must be true. That guy probably is in office, but it just made up names. So that's the danger. AI will absolutely invent an answer, and it will not tell you I don't know. Use AI to brainstorm, but use a real search engine to find facts. This is it. AI, artificial intelligence, ain't going nowhere. It's here to stay. It is a very powerful tool that small businesses, big businesses, individuals in jobs, all of us can use this to make our lives more productive, more profitable, and therefore easier. But like any tool, you have to know how to use it safely. A hammer can be used as a murder weapon, but it can also be used as a construction tool. The tool isn't the problem. How you use it is. So what we covered today is just like a crash course webinar. If you want to dive deeper and get a more hands-on, full, practical guide to navigating this new digital AI world with confidence, I strongly recommend you get my book, 6 Technology Levers. It's available everywhere. It's available on our website. It's available on Amazon. It's available in countries literally all over the world. Go to my site, www.gregoryrichardson.ai. You can order it there. You can find it. I'll even give you, if you just, send an email, I'll give you the first chapter 100% for free. So you can kind of read it and see, hey, is this for me? Before you spend a nickel on it. The book is packed with checklists, real-world examples, step-by-step guides, and the point is it's written for non-technical people. I'm aiming to teach you how to become an empowered, savvy, smart user. You can find the book and a lot of other free resources, like I said, at my website, www.gregoryrichardson.ai. Don't just use AI, use it smart. Thanks for watching. Stay savvy, stay safe.